All right, what's up, guys? It's Glauco Sama 2, and today we're going to be talking about a new lolcow on the internet, somebody that people are using to make fun of and, overall laugh at, but also paying her, thousands and thousands of dollars and enabling her to do, outlandish behavior while she has children. Of course, we're talking about Ashley Trevino or Trevino. I don't really know how to say her name, but, let's get right into why I think, we shouldn't be doing this. I mean, we have multiple log cows. I mean, this has been a thing for years, ever since the internet has started. We've used made people famous for the sole reason of the fact to just make fun of them and use them as like kind of like a laughing stock. But at the same time, time and time again, we enable this behavior, especially when it becomes negative and it affects people out in the real world. We're enabling this behavior by giving this woman money, and in turn, she is endangering her children. She's being racist online. She's taking advantage of inmates. It's a whole big dilemma, I guess, or list of issues that Ashley has, committed. But it doesn't just end at her. A lot of her fans, and it's crazy that she even has any fans. But just the fact that she has fans is pretty alarming, in and of itself. But a lot of her fans are enabling this type of behavior, and all the people surrounding her or surrounding themselves in this type of culture on TikTok, they have their own problems as well and their own issues. But I do want to take a deep dive into Ashley's past and how we, ended up in this situation, how we ended up making her a laughing stock, how she ended up, I guess, not really ruining her life because she's probably making more money than she's ever made in her life. But I guess, you know, dehumanizing her into just a puppet for people to use and laugh at and pay, almost like a modern day jester. And I don't mean to be rude, and I also don't mean to like come at her. I'm not really trying to come at her, but there is certain things that I feel like should be addressed when it comes to what she's doing. And she definitely should be taken accountable for these actions as well as taking care of her children. But I kind of let's start at the beginning. Let's see how she ended up in this situation that she's in. Now, the reason I'm speaking about Ashley, or I guess the reason I got motivated to make a video on her, was because I recently was on TikTok scrolling and I did find pictures of Ashley's old Instagram to where she has her kids dressed up in Halloween costumes. She has her kids at barbecues. Just this is from years ago, so it's just a complete 180 to the persona that she has now. And this is opposed to what she is now, where people are claiming that she's a deadbeat mom, to where she doesn't even know where her kids are half the time. Uh, and people don't even know if her kids are living with her or if they're living with her parents. So it's just overall just very neglectful of her children. And it isn't anyone online's business to where how her kids are, but when she's putting her life on the internet, and when people take a deeper look and they see that she's mistreating her kids, obviously that's a raise for concern. She had exposed herself saying that she didn't even have a permanent bed for her children, and then used the excuse saying that, her kids don't stay with her all the time, so they don't need a permanent bed. But I don't know about you, but if I'm co parenting, whether that be with my parents and my child is going to my parents' house and then coming back to me, or whether that be with a different woman, I'm still going to have permanent beds for that children. Like wherever I stay, and wherever I live, I will have a bed, in a room, and the appropriate care for that children, or that child. It is not that it isn't that hard, but it's almost a not even almost, it is a requirement when it comes to having kids. And if you're going to have kids and you're going to raise them, you should raise them right. You shouldn't be relying on your parents to take care of them. But I don't even want to get into her whole family issues. I just want to get into the fact that she is a supposed deadbeat mother. There isn't anything concrete, but when we can quote her saying that she doesn't even have a permanent bed for them, then y'all can fill in the blanks there. She's also had multiple CPS calls, and so far her children haven't been taken from her. But I don't want to make like a assumption here. because personally, I've never, or my family's never had a CPS call, or somebody come check our house. And, I haven't always lived in the best areas. But when it comes to, multiple CPS calls, I think I saw something crazy like 20, then there's obviously something wrong in that household. And whether that be, misproper treatment, we already know that she doesn't have permanent beds for them. So, what else are these kids lacking that Ashley isn't providing them? And, we see her, begging for money online, going on lives, begging for money, doing live battles, and she's making a good amount of money, yet we still see her kids being mistreated on the internet. And this is all by her. She's doing this. I mean, she's on live 24/7, so we basically see and get to see in real time how her life is going. We also had a recent situation to where Ashley went ahead and went to Disney without her kids. She had left her kids with their grandmother, and inherently there isn't anything illegal about that, or I guess wrong. But morally, why would you go to Disney without taking your kids? And this is what the thing I'm trying to get at. She's getting all this money from all these people, basically trying to make fun of her, but in turn, she is not providing for her children. And if this was a bit, and she was, pretending to neglect her children so she can get money online, so people can make fun of her and get money online, that's one thing. But when she's actively going on trips using the money that people are giving her to neglect her children on live, as well as all the other things that she's doing, it's an augment. Now, it is one thing to neglect your children, but it is another thing to outright endanger your children, which is something that she is actively doing, um, or not just actively doing, but attempting to. See, the way Ashley got famous, is because, I mean, it's really due to her, like personality. She just kind of has like a shitty personality that nobody likes. So, the first thing people on the internet, first thing they're gonna do is just make fun of her. But she also got famous because she has a tendency of dating inmates, dating people from prison. And these aren't just petty crimes, like maybe a couple of speeding tickets, or I guess tax fraud. I don't know. I don't know any other crimes that don't involve murder or bad things, but these are pretty heavy setting crimes. And allegedly, one of the people that she was actively dating or talking to that was an inmate was a inmate who killed a teenage girl around the same age as her kid. Now, I don't know if this is confirmed. I have no clue. This is all alleged. The most I found up to now is evidence from Reddit, and take that with a grain of salt. Regardless, if that isn't true, she is, saying that she's going to bail these inmates out and have them live with her. And, she has children. And I don't want to, have to explain to y'all why that's a bad thing. Like, I don't think taking inmates that were just in prison, whether that be for petty crimes or not, they're in prison for a reason. And then, immediately set them foot into your home where you have, teenage girls, or, even younger girls. Like, it's just a disgusting act, and it's very selfish. um just disgusting act overall, and it's one of the many issues that I have with Ashley. It makes me almost grateful that, her kids aren't actively living with her. And I'm praying and hoping that if she does end up following through with one of these, inmate bailouts that she's going to bring home, that her children just kind of never see her again, or they fall into custody to their grandparents, or just somewhere safe until they, reach 18 and can sustain themselves without having to, deal with their crazy mom. We also have this Reddit thread where they go more into depth in how the hate started for Ashley. And take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that this is fact or that this happened, but this kind of gives to light into the situation. And even if half of these things are true, or 1% of these things are true, they're still very important, and the reasons why we shouldn't keep giving these type of people money. But I'm gonna go ahead and read it for y'all. So it starts with, I've been following since her inmate Jesse left her. She faked a pregnancy and abortion from him. That's when a lot of the hate started. Then she started battling full time and got super cocky about the money. She used to live on her parents' porch. She only recently got this apartment and her kids only stayed maybe 2 weeks. There was an argument with her older daughter, that's 15. She threw a glass at her and the cops came. She lied and said the cops roughed her up and she threatened them because she knows a cop, so they let her go. Since that day, the kid's been living at her parents' house, and she lies and says that she has them there because the trolls have her address and it's unsafe. She gave her address out when she was drunk, telling people to pull up. I'm trying to remember all the reasons why people dislike her. Oh, she was a receptionist at a dental office and she came on and said it was sold. She didn't want to stay. I'm not working for no Indian. So just a racist remark. She used to try and claim she's not Mexican or like be racist towards Mexicans, even though she's Mexican. Oh, and she used to talk mad shit about her kid's dad, say he never helps, but he passed away. And she started trying to bait sympathy and money by saying, "Oh, how am I going to do this with no support now?" And start crying with sad music on when right before she was singing "Fuck My Baby Father." If you've been watching since Disney, you know the whole heartbreak drama and her making fun of a 6-year old boy. She runs her own fan page and is believed her daughters are the ones on it gifting her. And this happened before I watched, but something about her leaving her her Rose toy, that's how I'm gonna call it, in the open, and her daughter's picking it up and stuff. Also, there's a clip of her talking to a boy on her daughter's phone, talking about how her daughter has a nice butt. Then there's a clip of her having sex in the dark while live on, and she's moaning and groaning, and her kids are in the chat. So now, I was at a bit of a loss for words here reading all of this, but that just kind of gives the gist of the kind of person that she is. If you weren't already understanding from what I was saying, this lady is a bad lady. She is a horrible mother. She is a horrible person in general. I mean, she's using death to make money. She's endangering her children, neglecting them. She's an alcoholic. She had sex on live while their children watched. Just a an amalgamation. See, I said it right that time. An amalgamation of horrible things that this woman has done to her children, to her family, and that doesn't even scratch the surface about this woman. This woman has deep lore that not even I can't even find. Like I've tried so hard to get caught up on the Ashley Trevino um drama but I just can't. She has so much lore that it's almost impossible. So I got to scratch the surface for y'all and read this for y'all so y'all understand and stop giving this woman money. Like that's it. Stop gifting this woman, stop giving her attention, stop giving her money. Just let her rot away, let her humble her. She obviously needs a lot of humbling, and she also needs a mental psychedelic. I don't even know, like a checkup. Like somebody needs to go check on this woman. I mean, I pray and hope that her children are well and are happy with the grandparents, or much happier than they would be with, their mother. And I do hope that one day her mother, or their mother, decides to, I guess, fix herself, fix whatever the hell she's been doing for the last couple of, I guess, years that she's been doing this. I'm not really sure when she started battling for money on lives, but it's a deep rabbit hole. It's just not something that you want to get into because I guess this is how you turn out. You turn out like Ashley Trevino, and a very nasty, ugly woman that neglects her children and lies about basically everything and then gets caught about lying it and then cries and then begs for more money at the end of the day. Just a disgusting cycle. But anyway, guys, that is it for me today. We're gonna cancel Ashley Trevino, somebody that actually deserves canceling. Yes, I got this hat on because I need a cut. Like my hair is just all over the place, and this is the only hat I could find. So, y'all can see I don't really wear hats. I mean, look at how much hair I got. But make sure you guys like and sub. Each like and sub is a new treat for my kitty, wherever she's at right now. And Glaucosama loves you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.